Hello everybody, this is Tim again here with another movie review, this time for Hidden Strike, the new Jackie Chan John Cena movie. Now for people that don't know, this film was actually supposed to come out like years ago. It's filmed years ago. And it was going to star, and originally it was going to star Jackie Chan and Sylvester Stallone. I couldn't really imagine like Sylvester Stallone in this flick. I'm not sure he would really fit it. I don't know if he would have the right type of charisma with Jackie Chan. So the thing about John Cena is when John Cena first started out in stuff like The Marine or whatever, I was like, I don't know about this, because I'm not really a big fan of wrestler turned actors, but I never really liked Stone Cold, but I did like The Rock. And Batista, I've actually grown to like because of Guardians of the Galaxy and other stuff where he stretched his legs like in Blade Runner and that new M. Night Shyamalan film. He's become a better actor over time. And in John Cena, I just wasn't really into it first, but then he won me over with The Suicide Squad, and he was also good in the newest Fast and the Furious. He wasn't really good in Fast and the Furious 9 because he was trying to be real self-serious, but I've noticed that once with Peacemaker and all that, John Cena is much better at comedy and being lighthearted. He's much better at that kind of stuff. And when he tries to be serious, it doesn't really work because he just has like a goofy personality. Like literally watching him in this film, they know that. And when he does try to be serious, it kind of feels out of place. But when he's just being the funny guy, and for the most part, he is the funny guy in this, it works. Like he is really goofy. Like he has a real goofy charm to him, especially after seeing him as Peacemaker. Like at some points in the movie, like his facial expressions kind of remind me of like Jim Carrey. But yeah, overall, this movie is getting pulverized by critics, but if you go on IMDb, it has like a 5.4 out of 10, which is kind of like a standard, it is a low score, but for like an action movie like this, it's kind of like a standard score. Usually means most people thought, or at least most people who voted thought it was okay, but if you look at the reviews for it on IMDb, most of them are positive from the people that watched it. And I'll go ahead and say this, critics are being, I think, for me, they're being too harsh on the film. I'll go ahead and say this is not a great movie. It is not even, it's not even really an amazing, it's not an amazing movie or anything, but overall I'd give this a 3 out of 4. I'll just go ahead and say it. From 1 to 4, I'd give it a 3. It is a good time. The problem with this movie, I will go ahead and say it, is that it's rote. It is extremely rote. Jackie Chan has made a dozen of these types of films now. 3 Rush Hour films, Shanghai Noon films, Skip Trace. All those are buddy films with him teamed up with Chris Tucker, uh, Owen Wilson, or Johnny Knoxville and Skip Trace. It's the same type of movie as those. I will say Skip Trace is slightly better than this, but John Cena has more chemistry with Jackie Chan than Johnny Knoxville did in that movie. But yeah, overall, they're like military force members or whatever, and John Cena gets tricked into like kidnapping this scientist or whatever. He thinks he's on a different type of mission, but he's being used by the villain. And his brother is also kind of scummy. John Cena's brother's character is, and of course, the bad guy ends up killing John Cena's brother, and then John Cena has to team up with Jackie Chan, who is the person who's like transporting the scientists who John Cena's men or the people who John Cena was working with kidnapped or whatever, and eventually they have to team up and go save the scientists, and they become buddies through the course of the adventure, and they trade off like action 80s movie one-liners. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can see why this would get like not great reviews, but it's being way too pulverized by critics. Like, when it comes to films, I review them 100%, try to review them 100% non-biased, because we all have our types of films that appeal to us more and all that. Like, for me, I'm a horror fan and I'm an action fan, predominantly. But I do enjoy other types of films like science fiction and drama and stuff. But I am an action fan, and I like Jackie Chan's buddy movie formula. And that's the thing. For the most part, this movie is just kind of all right to decent for the most part of it. If you like Jackie Chan's buddy action films, this is just a typical another one. There's some good action scenes. There's a fight scene between Jackie Chan and John Cena before they become friends. And John Cena kind of gets the best of him a little bit in the fight. But overall, it's a good fight. It's probably the best fight of the movie. You get a fight at the end where they like team up against this like tattooed face dude, which is pretty cool. And the villain wants to get this scientist so he can like use him to like steal all this oil or whatever, so they can make off with it in a big oil heist. So it's not really like anything like epic plot wise, you know. It's small scale. But that's the thing. What I'm trying to say when I talk about this movie, what I'm trying to say is basically is that this is the same old type of buddy action flick we've seen from Jackie Chan a million times over. There's nothing groundbreaking or new here. But if you like this type of movie, this is a good one, is what I'm trying to say. It is not a bad one. There are some weak CGI moments here or whatever, here and there, but that's typical of like China-funded movies or whatever they are made movies. They always usually have like weak digital type CGI spots in their films, or weaker than what you get in most American releases. So it's not, you know, like anything so bad that it really bothered me too much. But yeah, overall, this just feels like another typical 80s or even 90s buddy Jackie Chan movie. There's nothing new here, but once again, it's not badly done. The fight between like the tattooed face dude at the end, where John Cena and Jackie Chan team up against him, is pretty good. Then Jackie Chan has to take him on himself, and it's a fun fight where Jackie Chan's got like these two rope things or whatever, bungee type things hooked to him, and he's like flying through the air, jumping and catching the dude or whatever, and like swinging around. It was pretty fun. They take the bad guy out at the end, and they like send him over a cliff or a big mountainside, and they think John Cena's dead because he's like holding on to the side of the vehicle that Jackie Chan was driving. They think he's dead, and he just pops up, and they're all stuck on the side of the mountain, and John Cena's like, well, how are we going to get out of here? And Jackie Chan's like, I got a plan. And it skips to the next scene. Jackie Chan's just hollering off the mountain going, help! That was pretty funny. And of course it ends with like a showing more scenes through the credits where they got off the mountain or whatever, and they're like helping the people in the village that John Cena was taking care of, like get water and all that, because the people want water in the movie. The village that John Cena like hangs out at does. So it ends on like a happy note or whatever. And overall, I'd give this a 3 out of 4. A good, harmless Jackie Chan action flick. If you like these types of movies, you will enjoy this, I think. If you enjoy these types of movies, you will like this. If you're somebody who's doesn't enjoy these types of movies and you just think they're really rote, and they are, and if you don't enjoy these types of movies and you want something like new, or want this to be like do something different with the formula, you're going to be disappointed. I don't think you'll absolutely hate it. At worst, if you're looking at it from that point of view, it'd probably be like a low 2-star passable flick. But if you enjoy these types of movies and you're into them, into these just buddy guy fun action flicks, I think this is easily a good one. It's not great. It's not as good as Skip Trace with Johnny Knoxville, even though John Cena has better chemistry with Jackie Chan than Johnny Knoxville did in that movie. But that's the problem I did have that kind of problem a little bit throughout the movie, is that it is rote. It doesn't break any new ground at all, and it pretty much does the same buddy movie formula we've seen 1,000 times in multiple Jackie Chan movies and other action flicks. And that was kind of a problem for me in the movie, but Jackie Chan and John Cena are having fun together, and they do have good charisma, and when they were on screen together, like joking around with each other and all that, I was having fun, so that overcame the cliches of the plot. So yeah, overall 3 out of 4 for Hidden Strike. It is not a great movie, and it is rote, but if you enjoy these types of films like I do, I think you'll have a good time with it. I think you'll have a fun time with it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again.